Hello again, Packer fans. Welcome back to the Atrium at GreenBayPackerNation.com. Today is Thursday, February 3rd, and we have saved the best for last. It's Super Bowl time, the last game of the season. The Packers are saving their best for last, and we're saving our best for last here at the Atrium. This is a Green Bay Packer team, your Green Bay Packers, on Sunday, playing in Super Bowl 45. Does it get any better than that? I submit that it could, when the Green Bay Packers hoist Vince Lombardi on their shoulders and carry him off the field at the end of Super Bowl 45 and bring Lombardi home. We've seen it for those of you who are around when Brett Favre brought the Lombardi and Reggie White brought it home. This is a Green Bay Packer team that looks primed and ready to bring Lombardi home again. Now, this is a Packer team that we all expected to be in the Super Bowl. Before this season began, we all expected the Green Bay Packers to have a good chance at being in the Super Bowl. But what we did not expect is all the number of faces that would change during this season. The people that we didn't know the names of, that we hadn't seen them play. We expected to see Aaron Rodgers lead the offense. We expected to see Charles Woodson lead this defense to be one of the top offenses and defenses in the nation. But we thought we were going to see running back Ryan Grant on the field. He's gone, out on IR. We thought we were going to see tight end Jermichael Finley catching the ball out of and stretching that defensive backfield. So dangerous. But he is out on IR. We thought we were going to see Nick Barnett head up that linebacking corps, out on injured reserve. We thought we were going to see Morgan Burnett, as he developed at our safety position, become a person and a safety of significance in this league. But he's out, injured reserve. This is a team that, with what some would consider no-names, has made it to the Super Bowl. And they're no longer no-names to us. There is nobody in the national media talking about the Frank Zombos and the Eric Waldens, except for the fact that, oh, they're on the injury report this week. That's all these people know about these guys. Men that have literally bled and sweat and cried it out on the field for your Green Bay Packers. And we have not seen, no one expected a Sam Shields to be the kind of impact player that he's been, except for some of those who paid attention in the preseason to what the coaches were saying and what Charles Woodson was saying about how Sam Shields had developed as a cornerback, how he had shown signs, what they call flashes, of being a playmaker in this league and in this defense. These guys have made a difference. We thought we were going to be running the ball behind Ryan Grant. We now see a James Starks who forces this Steeler defense to game plan against the run when playing the Green Bay Packers on Super Bowl Sunday, February 6th. The best we've saved for last. The cards are stacked, and they are to some extent stacked in our favor, and I'll tell you why. Aaron Rodgers and this team playing indoors. I know we struggled a bit on offense against the Chicago Bears, but we were playing a tough defense. You've got to expect that to some extent. We were playing outdoors. You've got to expect that to some extent. We were playing on a poor field. You've got to expect to some extent that a timing offense will be affected by the field conditions and the weather conditions. Well, all that's out the window, folks. We are playing indoors. This is a game much more like the Atlanta game than it is a game like the Chicago game. We are talking about Aaron Rodgers, who is the best quarterback in the league, bar none, indoors, period. This team scores 31-plus points indoors with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. And when Aaron Rodgers got knocked out of the Detroit game, that dropped that point total for indoors for the Green Bay Packers. It's more when Aaron Rodgers, of course, plays the full game. This is Aaron Rodgers' day. This is Aaron Rodgers' game. This is Aaron Rodgers' vindication, as this team has shifted from one great quarterback. We're not going to take anything away from what the previous quarterback, the Green Bay Packers, did for this organization, bringing it back to prominence, letting people know that this was a good play. Green Bay was a place you could go to win, and now that quarterback role has been handed to Aaron Rodgers, and it is time for him to take the helm and lead this team to a Super Bowl victory, one of many that will come this team's way. Many years ago, before the 2007 championship game, before Mike McCarthy, when Ted Thompson had just brought in McCarthy, before GreenBayPackerNation.com existed as GreenBayPackerNation.com, I sat down in front of this camera on an atrium and said that the way that Ted Thompson was building this team was the blueprint for a dynasty going into the future of this league. Building through the draft, I think, and there are still some criticisms out there about free agency, but you're looking at careful free agency. Ryan Pickett, what difference has he made in his leadership, his veteran leadership, as one of the only players on this team to have been to a Super Bowl? And then Charles Woodson, of course. What a difference he has made as the team votes him unanimously and spontaneously to be the only player to speak to the Green Bay Packers right before they take the field to go bring Vince Lombardi home. What a difference it has made. The way that Ted Thompson, and I've had my criticisms of Ted Thompson, I'm not going to say I haven't, but one thing I said many years ago before anyone else was saying it, is that this is the way you build a dynasty. I used that term long, long ago. And look at the fact, all of these veteran players and stars that are coming back to this team in the offseason, when we win a Super Bowl with the team that we have, and the guys that have had to step up and grow in character, grow in knowledge, and understanding of this sport and how to be a professional football player, we're seeing the beginnings and the glimmers of what could be a dynasty going down the stretch. And it starts with the quarterback position. And it goes from there to a great defense. And I give all the credit in the world to Dom Capers with linebacker after linebacker after linebacker going down on that defense. This is a 3-4 defense, folks. When you put your front seven, 4 of those guys are linebackers, and you start having a carousel of linebackers in a 3-4 defense, it takes sheer, absolute defensive coordinator genius. And I give all the credit to Dom Capers, Kevin Green, of course, working with these guys, instilling the kind of standard that the Green Bay Packers have. This is not, Tomlin can talk about the standard as the standard. When you're the Steelers, hey, the standard might be 5 championships. When you're the Green Bay Packers, or 6 championships, maybe we're going to go for number 7. When you're the Green Bay Packers, the standard is 12 championships, and this is lucky 13, folks. 12 championships, we are looking to 13. The standard is well above what the Steelers standard is. This is a Green Bay Packers team that, as JR wrote in a post on By the Numbers, you've got to read it. If you've had to listen to any smack talk from Steelers fans, you have to read the By the Numbers post about the fact that the Packers have won championships in this league in every single way that championships were decided. Decided by record. Green Bay Packers won championships. Multiple championships. Decided by a championship playoff game that didn't include an AFC-NFC matchup. The Packers won multiple championships. And then decided by a Super Bowl, the Packers won the first and the second, and put the Super Bowl on the path to becoming what it is today. The Super Bowl is just another name for the championship of NFL football, and the Green Bay Packers have won more than anyone else. The Green Bay Packers three-peated, which no one else had done before the Steelers even came into existence. The Packers have three-peated twice, and no one else has ever three-peated in this league. And look to the future, ladies and gentlemen. This is the start. We've got a chance not just to win one, but to win multiple Super Bowls with Aaron Rodgers at the helm and the Charles Woodsons and this vicious 3-4 defense. Clay Matthews pass rush oriented 3-4 defense. On the other side of the ball, we bring our special teams up perhaps a little bit in this offseason, and it's a dynasty in the making, folks. So we have saved the best for last. This is the last game of the season, and it is going to be our best. I'm not going to go into the analysis. If you want to see the analysis, what I think of how the Super Bowl is going to be played out, go to greenbaypackernation.com. Check out Calling the Super Bowl Muse. There are now 5 parts to this series. I am going to close it up this week with my prediction about the Super Bowl. I've predicted, so far in my predictions, I have been right 2 out of 2 times. I predicted the Steelers beating Arizona. I predicted that game right down to the actual numbers. I also was one that, I was one of the few, I think, that thought the Saints would beat the Colts. And now I am going to tell you, I believe that this is a Packers team that can take this Super Bowl from the Steelers. I've heard nothing but how the Steelers are the veteran team. The Steelers aren't going to be caught up in this and caught up in that. I think that this Green Bay Packers team is hungry. I think that they are well prepared. I think they are going to put any of the disturbances, any of the distractions behind them. I think they're going to go out and play the game, and I think that the matchups are favorable for the Green Bay Packers to bring the Vince Lombardi trophy back where it belongs, to Green Bay. So we will look forward to that. It's going to be an epic struggle. This is a Steelers defense that is tough, tough, tough. And on the offensive side of the board, this is a Steelers team that has a great running attack, and they have had to rely on it. But they also have a quarterback who makes big plays. We saw that firsthand last season, last second, except for the fact that there was a gigantic offensive hold on that play that Ben Roethlisberger threw the touchdown that beat us that time. They're not going to have, they've lived and died by that big play, and it's time Sunday to die by it. We are going to force them to pass. We are going to put down Ben Roethlisberger. The big play dies on Sunday. Look for a Green Bay Packers win. Check out Calling the Super Bowl Muse. See what I think about it. You can agree, you can disagree, and I could be wrong, but I sure hope I'm not, and I think you'll hope I'm not too when you see my final score. So check it out at greenbaypackernation.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. You can check us out. Our Facebook fan page is growing daily. We'd love to have you aboard. A lot of activity there, a lot of commenting back and forth. And look for a Green Bay Packers team who, if they win the Super Bowl, I think they avenge a lot of stupid moves by the Associated Press that have happened. Clay Matthews, in what was misreported, that he had won the Defensive Player of the Year and then withdrawn that, no, it was Troy Polamalu, and Matthews was second in the voting. McCarthy overlooked not getting one single vote for Coach of the Year with 15 players on IR, and he's the only one in the Super Bowl of the entire lot, and oh, guess what? He didn't even get a vote. Oh, what's our consolation prize? Our consolation prize is Aaron Rodgers got FedEx Air Player of the Year. Well, you know what? Look for a Super Bowl MVP out of Aaron Rodgers, and then we'll take the Super Bowl trophy home, and then we'll let everyone else have their little AP prizes as a consolation prize because they didn't win the Super Bowl, because we're going to. And that's how I want to close this atrium, because it's an exciting week. I know you've got a lot to do. I hope that your preparations are going well. I know we're excited around the Augustine household and around the community of GreenBayPackerNation.com to see this big game take place, and hopefully the Green Bay Packers come out with a win and another Super Bowl title to put under our belt. One of many for the future, we hope. So, I hope you enjoy the week. I hope you enjoy the game. And as we always say here at the Atrium on GreenBayPackerNation.com,